Alrighty, welcome to Supernatural Signals, my haunted journal series. If you're new to the channel, this is just where I go over anything haunted journal related um or haunting that I might have experienced in the past week or so. And I just like to record it. And yeah, if you're new here, I also like to do updates to the channel, which I do slightly have, as you can see with these images. um, Today it kind of gives you an idea of what I'm planning, just for some fun updates or whatever. Like I said, I make my content can be kind of heavy sometimes, so I try and I'm tr- I'm I'm working on getting the balance right of like having it a little fun and lighthearted, and also still get discuss the discuss the actual importance of the supernatural and the creepiness of it. So just trying to play around with that, but I'll get into those changes in a moment. Um, but yeah, other than that, I actually did experience something strange a few days ago. Now, I wasn't sure if I was gonna update the channel, but this was a lot different than what I've normally experienced prior. So I wanted to at least document it and share it. And if anyone else had kind of ideas of what it could be or thoughts on it, and then kind of maybe share anything that they went through similar. So with that all said, and again, if you're new here, these I are pretty much unscripted, my haunted journal updates. So again, if I and I tend to be a bit of a long-winded long-wind talker. um so just bear with me. I'm also using these to kind of try and speak a little bit more clear. All right. So with that all said, this week update was a little unsettling in comparison to what I normally have been experiencing lately. Like I said a few nights ago, I was trying to fall asleep with my boyfriend. And just to let you know, my boyfriend's nickname is Kermie. So if you hear his name a lot, um, that's it's obviously it's his nickname. It's not his real name, but Kermie is his name, and he, if you're wondering, is also a believer in the supernatural and actually explained a lot to me. So, um, but anyway, both of us were trying to fall asleep. And that's when I heard he didn't really hear it, but I started hearing this like faint strumming. And I hear strumming a lot because where I'm currently living, someone plays the guitar and they'll strum on the guitar, right? They're practicing or whatever they're doing with the guitar, and it'll be like a sometimes just a melodic strumming, which is fine and all, but I was hearing it at night and no one was playing the guitar. And obviously it was like 1 in the morning, it was something ridiculous. And so and it wasn't coming from any direction, it was just in the house. But the weird part is when I laid down in my bed, I heard it more. Like, I don't know how to describe it, it was just, like, one rhythm, like, I can't even give you the song, it was just, like, a rhythm of a strumming, like, to a beat, right? And it literally sounded like a guitar, nothing else. So as I kinda, like, when you're sleepy, right? And you're got stuff to do the next day, and so, obviously, I wasn't happy about this, so I went out, I was trying to was, like, asking I was like, "Is anyone playing the guitar? Like, what's going on?" And my boyfriend, he didn't really hear it at first, and then eventually, he did know what I was talking about, and he was helping me try to figure out what the source was. And, then we were like, "Well, is someone having a party outside?" Because this was, like, kind of the week of, 4th of July, and so people were doing fireworks early, so maybe the neighbors were doing something like that, but I'm like, "Why would the neighbors play a guitar with the same chord and, like, no other party sounds?" Like, it would be really weird. So and, what was really eerie is when I got up, the back door was open, so obviously I shut that and got that all squared away. And I don't know, I just kept hearing the same things, and I would hear it in louder in different parts of the house. So, for instance, when I would go near kinda where the door to the garage was, I'd hear it louder there. But the most clear I would hear it would be when I was laying in bed, and so I would have my head down, and I would hear the strumming. And it was the it was the weirdest thing because, like I said, you would think, like, if you're putting your head down, putting, like, pillows over it, like, it would go away, but it was more clearer when I did that. It was, like, almost coming from, like, I don't wanna say, like, the bottom of my bed, like, I don't know how else to describe it. So and it was just this same over and over and over and over again, and my boyfriend, he heard it, but not as clear as I did. I don't know if he was just trying to be nice to be like, "It's okay, babe." He's actually in the other room. He said he heard it, but, so, like, it was a little, "Woah," you know? And so just kept going, and then I kept hearing it all throughout the night. All I would even put in I have a little Beats noise canceling, and I was like, "Oh, let me put those in." And even when I put those in, you guys, I would still hear it, and I would, like, lay down, it would still it almost, like, made it echo when I did that. It was the strangest thing. It was, like, in a weird way, it it made it made it softer, but still amplified it in a weird way, like, it almost, like, made it more vibrational is the right word. And so I was like, "I cannot freaking fall asleep." And so I was pretty much up, like, most of the night. And then when I woke up in the morning at, like, 5 something, I still heard it. Like, I still heard it. And that time my boyfriend wasn't hearing it. He said, he wasn't. Um, sorry, he's making shaking noises and stuff, but, facial expressions. But I still, like I it was the weirdest thing because I've heard sounds before, I heard mimics before, I've heard noises before that I'm like, "Okay, that has to be something supernatural with just but it's not bothering me," like, stuff like that. But nothing to the point where it was this, like, "Huh?" And so the weirdest part is I was like, "Okay, what the heck is it?" So at, like, 5 or 6 in the morning, I, like, kept hearing it, and especially when I laid my head down on the pillow, and finally, I turned off my overhead fan. I was like, "Is it my fan?" Because sometimes fans make weird noises or whatever, like, they'll make the little what I was like, "Is my fan?" And when I turned it off, it went away. And I was like, "Okay, that's really weird," and I was so tired, I was like, "That must be it, that it's my fan," and I'm like, "Thank God." So I kept it on, but I was like, "At least I know what it is," and then the next night, it happened again, but since I knew what I thought it was, I was like, "It's fine. It's fine then, because at least I know what it is, and I'm not being haunted by this, like, ever never-ending, strumming. At least I know what it is." But then I got myself, like, a little other fan, so I'm like, I wouldn't have to hear it, but then when you start thinking clearer, you're like, a fan doesn't make strumming noises. Like, it doesn't make it and it wasn't happening during the day when I had the fan on. It was only when it was, like, early morning or late at night. And so I'm like, this is the most bizarre thing ever. And since I got a new fan, I just got this, like, little portable fan or whatever. I still have the overhead one, but I haven't and I keep that one on still, and I haven't heard the strumming since. So I hope this makes sense. I know I'm kind of a random talker, but I that's just my truth of it. That is what happened. Um, Crummy believes because he did hear it. He didn't hear as much as I did, and he was very sweet trying to find. I was like, "What is it?" He was, like, chasing me around the house, but, like, I don't know. That's my story, that happened, and so, like I said, I haven't heard it since. I have had just my overhead fan on since then, like, maybe because my other fan can maybe drown it out, I don't know. I don't know what it was because I try to convince myself that it was just the rhythm of the fan, that maybe there's electronic wiring or something, but it doesn't a fan I don't know if I tried to gaslight myself into thinking it was the fan. I even tweeted, I was like, "People need to stop partying and, like, all this stuff at, like, 3 in the morning," and I'm like, "But no one was partying." I even went outside. There was no sound outside. Like, y'all don't understand. I went to make sure doors and windows were locked. It was just whatever. And yeah, so that's my story. And that's what happened. I haven't heard it since. So I don't know if I just gaslight myself as that must be it so I could get some sleep. Because again, unless you've heard of and it wasn't just like a boom, doom, doom strumming. It was like it had a tune. It had like a rhythm to it. It had like a dun, dun, like it it wasn't sorry, my thing is it wasn't like, just like a one strum zum like a fan could make, right? It had a melody to it, I guess is the right word after all that. Um, but anyway, um, but yeah, other than that, I do wanna discuss, um, again, some more changes to the channel. Basically, as you can see, I made a little post on it on my Instagram as well as, um, I guess where you can, like, post, like, updates and stuff on the YouTube channel. I forget what the tab is called, but I made a little post about it. But I'm gonna start introducing these little characters that go on in the investigation specifically for my deep dives. I just thought it would be a cute little twist, and it kind of has to do with me and my boyfriend. We have nicknames for each other. You can probably besides just Kermie, so you can probably guess what they are based on it, but he calls me, I know it's cringy. I know it is. I get it, but he calls me Baby Bear, and sometimes I call him Raccoon, and it's a long story how it got there, but yeah. So those are our other nicknames for each other, and I just thought it was cute. So I'm gonna kind of incorporate them, with the deep dives, but still have the content there. I just want to have like a little bit of, a fun spin on them so they're not always so heavy or whatever, and I just think they're cute. And of course we include the our Kitteh. So but yeah, other than that, I hope everyone's doing well. I want to keep this short. I am gonna work on a quick paranormal parable this week and then get back into the deep dives and incorporating the two little characters in there. And like I said, I just think it would be a cute little spin to include in there. So anyway, I hope everyone is having a good week. And other than that, stay curious and stay tuned into the supernatural. Thanks. Bye.